Hi, I'm Ghazali Mohiddin, the General Manager of the Cinnamon Lodge in Habarana. The Cinnamon Lodge is located in the northeast of Sri Lanka, and it is an interesting location. The fact that it's pretty much close to 3 nature reserves which are famous for elephants. In fact, in one of them, the park called Mineria, this amazing animal phenomenon happens. In the months of June, July, you see 200 to 300 elephants in one sighting, and I'm not exaggerating, that it is a fact. All elephants from the area converge to this place, and it's truly a spectacle. And more important reasons is why people visit us is we are in the heart of an area where access to some of the ancient capitals of Sri Lanka could be visited. Polonnaruwa is one, Anuradhapura the other, Sigiriya, where you have this rock that's with frescoes, and where a king built his own fortress there. Then in Polonnaruwa and Anuradhapura, you see the ancient ruined cities, the temples, and so the Cinnamon Lodge is in the heart of all this. And the resort on its own is a perfect spot for bird watchers. In the 27 acres, 138 species of birds call this place home. That includes the migrants, of course, but the resort itself is a destination on its own. If you look at the mammals and the reptiles, we do have two different kinds of monkeys, the macaque and the grey langur. Lovely animals. You can see them frolicking all around our 27 acres. And then you'll find the mongoose, the water monitors, the list goes on. The Cinnamon Lodge was certified as a Green Globe resort last year in September. That's 2011 September. The benefits of it, most definitely yes. It gives us recognition, formal recognition of all our green sustainable practices, which is a part of Green Globe. And today's traveler feels a lot more comfortable and prefers a resort or a hotel or a destination which has good green practices. Looking at it from an operator of a hotel, most certainly yes, I mean, green sustainable practices is a must, there's no doubt on that. But the cost savings are definitely interesting and impressive for us to follow these green practices. The most direct thing is energy, water, and the whole aspect of us working even internally on reuse, recycling, all that brings in cost benefits. If you look at the policies of Green Globe and the whole certification process, honestly, it's a lot of simple things. It's pretty much common sense things we should be doing anyway. And it's a very clear, well laid out process which helps us do what we do better, and we do get formal recognition for that. Another initiative of ours is composting, where we have our own composting facility. It's a large land, so with lots of trees, lots of sweepings, with the leaves falling down. So we have our own composting facility, and the compost we produce, we help the local farmers with it. We sell it in the company's supermarkets. And of late, we have also started selling it to some other tea and rubber estates. That's something we plan to expand on. We at the Cinnamon Lodge, in our operations, engaging local communities, working with them, is very much an important aspect of how we do things. For an example, we use bullock carts for excursions. Now, most of them, the villagers with the bullock carts, were previously involved in felling timber in the forests. But with this, where we give them a source of revenue, where they work with us, we have weaned them away from that. So they do not get involved in that. They get an equally lucrative income working with us. Then the boatmen. The boatmen, they were mostly involved in fishing and getting about the lakes. But the way they did things, it certainly did. They got to the nesting sites of some of the water birds, and there was damage created there. So getting them in with us to do the bird trails on the lake, and we actually trained, educated them in how they could do it more sensibly, which works well for both. It works well for them, the birds, and the hotel. And the guests, more importantly, the guests have a perfect experience. And this experience could be sustained. The Cinnamon Lodge is in Habarana, the main employer of the area. If you look at direct employees in the hotel, we have a 325, and 60% of that comes from the village or the immediate surroundings. That's direct employment. But there are many others in the local community who are indirectly involved, and their livelihoods depend on the hotel. In addition to the local community engagements we have, one other aspect is we have identified low-income local farmers whom we support, both in terms of knowledge in their cultivation aspects and financial assistance. And we buy back the produce from them. And that's also been extended to honey production. We assist them in poultry. We're actually looking at free-range poultry and eggs, which we buy back from them. We're also in the process of getting some of them certified organic. It's actually a European Union certification we're looking at, because the hotel has a farm that's in the process of being certified. In addition to that, we also have the country's first certified organic restaurant. Quite a lot of the food, if you look at the vegetables, some of the freshwater fish, and quite a lot of produce is from the immediate area. And it most definitely does a lot for the local economy, because to a great extent, the livelihoods of many of the villages, directly or indirectly, is tied up with the hotel. Being green, being sustainable, in a small island nation like ours, where tourism is one of the important aspects, staying green makes it sustainable. We could have tourism today, tomorrow, and 100 years from now. If we are to do that, we got to follow green practices. And in that aspect, Green Globe gives us a recognition and also gives us the guidance and the criteria to stay green and to stay sustainable.